at our principle of taking someone's balance, we've talked about how we can make a stance and use that. We've talked about changing the alignment of the spine. We've talked about changing the alignment of the shoulders. These things all just tell us about throwing. What we need to know from a politeness point of view is that when we throw in the dojo, we tend to let go, and we also tend to let someone fall away. But for its most effective application, what we want to try and do is to cause someone to fall within their own shadow, because that's the most dangerous place for them. So naturally, being dangerous, you don't want to rush into it and start hurting people. What you want to do is learn how to do it, and that means doing it slowly and doing it with some control. Now, taking someone here and dropping them there either means I've got to be able to lift him, or I've got to be able to cause him to fall concertina-like. So what we might do is to take low and high and make them just drop in that area. And that gives us a fall in a narrow size. This is just two angles, because we're taking one up and one down and they pass each other. In effect, you could say it's one pivot that he goes around. If we take that and add the idea that there's a twist to it, then it starts to take on another angle. And the more angles we put it through, the worse it is for him and the less resistible it is. So our best form of throw, to take the balance, is to go in a spiral. And what we want to do there, say we've got the hook here and we enter the space and we do this, and then as we go for that, we want to make it fall straight into that area right there. And it's round and down, and maybe even it continues. So looking at it in the big form so that it can be seen easier, if we take this here and we move it around like this, then that just keeps him going on this plane. So I need to add this plane, and I can take this here and put it down like that, which has given us this idea. But my best thing to do is to take it and put it right back there. So big form hasn't come all the way around there, where he's come around and down, and it's gone into the floor in a spiral. Now that's the big form. Naturally, as time goes by, we want to minimise that and make it a much, much smaller arc. So it might be that we don't make him go round us. It might be that we just come to here and go to there, and I might leave a limb in there, like a knee, to drop him on or over, depending on how spiteful you're feeling. But the clinician in me says just experiment with the circle and get your foot out of the way so he doesn't land on it with his elbow. Right, so hence the move away. So that gives us our spiral that way. Now, that's on a kind of defensive throwing tactic. If I make an impact this way, that's straight and it can be resisted. We already said that we want to hit in and down, and that gives us a better kind of impact. But if I spiral it, then it gets even better, because there is now no position for resistance into this solidity, you know, because the body gets tough. Hitting straight in can be resisted. Hitting in and down, less so. Hit in and down and spiral, and it's even better. So we understand that the spiral of our work isn't just about picking people up and throwing them, it's actually in nearly everything we do. Whether it's this way or this way, there's spirals on what we do. So we have a look at how we're affecting people with our techniques in karate. Now, when we see a move in our kata that doesn't appear to spiral, say for instance you're here like this and you step around like that, And you go, well, where's the spiral in that? It just goes round this way. Then we need to look at the move again to work out what happens to the other person so that they spiral. So if I were just stepping and hitting with it, then there's not really very much of a spiral going on there. But if I receive the shot here, and then we hoik that up to there, and then we've got the knee coming through and the foot coming down, then this move creates a spiral. It takes it through, and the other person goes through the spiral. So we just add that principle to what we know, and checklist for your kata bunkai as you look at a move. Is there a spiral involved? And we look for our spirals in all the moves that we do.